It's Friday. Happy pizza day. One of the things I've always had a problem with is that I like too many things, and it drives me nuts. I like watching movies, and I like running, and I like listening to music, and I like reading books, and I'm really keen on learning French and getting used to living in an awesome new city in an awesome new country with a historically great new culture. And I really want to write more and make some films and run some marathons and get as much art and culture into my eyeballs and earballs as I possibly can, because what else is there to do in this life but to experience as much beauty as you can, to commune with as much of what exists as possible. I want to learn forever. I want to learn how to fly. I am a child at play in the fields of the universe. Oh, right. And I also have a 3-year-old. I should probably pay attention to that kid a little bit from time to time. It's a good thing there's 38 hours in a day, because if the day was any shorter than that, I wouldn't have time for all this. Oh, yeah, this has always been the problem. I'm greedy. I want everything, everywhere, all at once. And I don't have the Daniels to even keep track of all of it and burn through a massively, legendarily messy edit of my life to put it all together. So I gotta pick and choose. So there's a list of things I have to do, and everything else is stuff I merely want to do. The problem is, and maybe you know this feeling too, is that the things I want to do so rarely make it into my actual day. I mean, I stink at time management, even on my best days, let alone my less than best days. So broadly speaking, here are the things I value and care about in my life. I know this is me, and who the hell am I? But I know I could have used more people talking through how they put their days and their lives together, just as a model for how to do it myself. So here we go. Guys, they're cleaning the eaves today. First off, running. I'm signed up to run the Paris Marathon this spring. I've run the New York Marathon before, but this is going to be new. I'm really trying to get my miles in, and it's going well, more or less, but it does take time, and not just the hour a day or so spent out running around. When you're training for a marathon, you need extra rest. Sleep is a crucial part of training, and while I'm still trying to work out ADHD meds on this side of the Atlantic, running has been a good way for me to regulate my mood and give me the mental health and attention span to do everything else. Plus, I'm never not aware that when Felix graduates high school, I will be 70 years old. 7-0. And I want to make sure I'm fully compos mentis and that I don't look too decrepit for them, which means doing my damnedest to keep all this good and tight. Next up, French. I know people can live in Paris and never learn the language. Gene Kelly and Henry Miller both made a whole thing of it. Hemingway too, I guess. Maybe it's just middle-aged guys that can get away with that. Ugh, sorry. A dirty little secret, specifically about Paris, not about the rest of France, but just Paris, is that about half the people here speak a decent amount of English. Now that sounds encouraging, but just understand that the half that don't speak English are the half that have all the good stuff. So, it's your call. Besides, what's the point of coming here and being the asshole American? So I'm currently in a full-time B2 certificate class, and I'm struggling, but I'm more or less keeping up. And I like communicating. I like talking to people. I want to be able to do that here just like I could do it, especially in New York. I kind of miss that. Next up, filmmaking. This is the thing I'm excited to get started doing. I know it's going to take a lot of time, which I clearly do not have, but given a bigger budget and a better mastery of both the language here and the local scene, this is something I really, really want to get better at. In fact, that's part of why I'm making these videos. That's what I'm getting out of doing these, even the ones where I just talk to you. This is still helpful to me. In fact, that's part of why I'm making these videos. That's what I'm getting out of doing these, even the ones where I just talk to you, or at you anyway. Next up, being in Paris. This is something I don't get to do a lot of. Relaxing in a place that isn't my house, watching the world go by. Granted, it's currently the middle of winter right now, but the world is out there. And if Auntie Mame is right that life is a banquet and most poor suckers are starving to death, then I respectfully would like a wicker seat at an outside table facing the world with a pastry of some kind and a beverage of some kind, looking up from my book every once in a while to go watch people be people. Again, a quiet joy that would help my life to glow from the inside. And my family, right? It's all about family. I hope it's understood that these things are in no particular kind of order. Job one, of course, is for me to be a supportive husband and father. I thought that went without saying, but let me just say it. My wife is deep in writing books mode, and while she's not completely submerged, I am aware that until she gets her next manuscript in, I need to make sure that the house is together and that Felix is properly attended to. To be clear, I am in no way doing all the cooking and the cleaning and the child rearing. I'm just not. But Felix is seeing plenty of me, and while every month is a little different in terms of sharing the load, I want to make a little extra sure that my kid knows I'm here for him as much as possible while he starts to adjust to this new world we've dragged and dropped him into. There is other stuff, including taking care of my own mental health, but hopefully some of these things will help with that. Certainly, when I get my carte vitale, my national health card, which should come soon. Joe got hers last week, and Felix is on both of our accounts, so I'm the last one waiting for the actual thing. I know French bureaucracy takes as long as it takes, but anytime, guys. Once that happens, I can get my ADHD stuff sorted out, and that's going to help with all of this. Anyway, thanks as always for letting me rant this stuff out. Even just saying these things out loud has been helpful. So what about you? Are you on the horns of a similar overclocked time schedule? Did you accidentally put too many breakfast items on your plate at the hotel buffet of life? I'm happy to talk this stuff out with you in the comments here or anywhere else. I'm also aware that doing stuff here in this space, talking to you right here, is something I enjoy and it's worthwhile for me. So if you like it, let someone know. And if you don't like it, do me a favor and let me know, because I want to be good for you.